Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here and hanging out with me today. And if you're brand new to my channel, then welcome for the first time. My name is Amy and I share all things homemaking, recipes, cleaning, all those types of things here on my channel. So welcome, I'm so glad you're here. Today, I have a ton of stuff to get done. And so we're gonna call this a summer home reset. Things have been crazy this summer. I feel like we have lived out of our car. We've been out of town a lot on the weekends for baseball. We also went to Universal. I told you guys all about that trip in my last video. But also during the week when we are home, we are running back and forth from cheerleading practices, baseball practices. Kaysen also has summer workouts. So we've been all over the place and it's been kind of hard because I feel like I haven't been that organized or I haven't been planning as much as I typically do during the school year. So yesterday I sat down and I planned out all of our meals for the whole month, which I'm gonna show you guys in just a minute. I'll show you all the meals that we planned out. Now, keep this in mind that I have it planned out. Some of the things throughout the month will probably have to be tweaked here and there. I might have to move some things around depending on things coming up during the month or you know, summer is always crazy too because I feel like you have all these last minute events that pop up. Anyways, I'm gonna show you my monthly meal plan, what we planned out for the month. And I even made a little printable for you guys. So you'll be able to download this if you wanna use it for either like planning monthly meal plans or if you just do weekly, whatever it is, I'm gonna share that with y'all too in case you need something like that. So I planned out our monthly meal plan yesterday. And then I needed to do a Sam's Club haul and a grocery haul from Walmart. So I ordered my groceries from Walmart. Those will be delivered later this afternoon. And then I'm actually gonna go pick up our Sam's Club order. So I ordered it so that we could do pickup. So Kaysen has workouts at 10:45, so I decided while we were out that way, I would go ahead and just schedule my Sam's Club pickup for 12 o'clock. So we'll pick that up and head back home. But before I get any groceries, I wanted to clean out my refrigerator, clean out my freezer, because I am gonna be reorganizing all of that too. And I also need to clean out my pantry so that way I can reorganize all of that. The pantry's not as big a deal before I get the groceries, but I do wanna make sure I get the refrigerator and the freezer cleaned out this morning before we leave. So let's see. We got a new oven too, by the way. A lot of you were asking me about the oven. We had some issues. Our old oven was it was gas oven and gas stove top, and we had some issues with it not starting and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with the gas line. So we ended up getting a new oven. Wasn't cheap, but we got a new oven and we went with electric oven and we kept the gas stove top. So anyways, I'm looking at the clock. We have to leave in about 35 minutes and I'm currently cooking breakfast. So we've got bacon in the oven. I'm about to make Kaysen and Gracie June both some eggs and toast. We've been doing really good about having these big breakfasts during the summer that we don't typically have during the school year, so it's been nice. But I'm cooking breakfast and then I want to go ahead and clean out the refrigerator and the freezer here in the kitchen, so that way when we get back with our Sam's Club order, I can throw that stuff in the fridge and it's not gonna sit out. But lots to do today, and I'm just gonna take you guys along with me, and I'll be sure to do a grocery haul too. So I'll share with you all the things that we picked up from Sam's and Walmart. I love seeing what other people are eating, so I love sharing that with y'all too. So anyways, let's go ahead, and while this bacon is finishing up, I think it has has 8 minutes left. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on the refrigerator. It's not too messy, but I do wanna make sure I go ahead and clean it out before we head out the door for workout. Okay, so really quick, I wanted to show y'all the monthly meal plan that I put together for June. So I know it's later in June, it's actually almost July, but I wanted to show y'all this in case you need some dinner inspiration. So what I did was I went ahead and first wrote down the weeks that the days that we were gonna be out of town. So I knew I didn't have to plan for those days. And then I filled in my whole month of dinners. Now, one tip that I have, if you want to start meal planning for the entire month, is to try to do the same sort of meals on certain days of the weeks. So Mondays, for example, I try to do crock pot meals on those days. Tuesday, we have Taco Tuesday, so I do some sort of Mexican dish. Wednesdays, I try to do something like bigger that I can have for leftovers on Thursday. Usually it's some sort of like Italian dish, maybe spaghetti. I did spaghetti twice. So we did baked spaghetti here, and then we did chicken spaghetti here, dump and bake Alfredo. Chicken, sheet pan and veggies, we usually have plenty of that left over too, which you can also throw over some rice the next day with leftovers. So just something that's a little bit bigger of a meal that we can have for leftovers. A lot of times these meals, the crock pot meals, we end up having as leftovers too, but usually we will eat those for lunch throughout the week. And then on the weekends, we do like to grill or eat out a good bit. We were out of town a couple weeks during this month, so I didn't have to worry about anything for those days. But also know that even though I plan all of this for the entire month, it doesn't mean that things don't get shifted around. Sometimes things come up and we might actually eat out one night because we were out later than we thought we were going to be, and we don't have time to get the meal cooked when we get home. So this just helps me though throughout the month, so I'm not every single Monday or every single Sunday, whatever day, I'm not having to think about what could we eat this week. I have a plan, and if things get messed up, I can always shift days. It just makes it so much easier throughout the month for me when it comes to meal planning and grocery shopping. So anyways, this was the meal plan for the month of June. If you want to screenshot it, you can. And I printed this in black and white just because something is wrong with my color printer, but I do have this monthly meal plan. I also have a weekly one if you would rather plan your meals out weekly. So if you want this freebie, I have it linked down in the description box and also in the comments. But here's a look at the monthly meal planner on my computer in color. I wish it would print in color. I don't know what is going on with my printer. But this is what it looks like in color. This is the monthly meal plan. And then this is the weekly meal plan. So you've got Monday through Friday. And then you've also got a little shopping list there at the bottom too. So if you want this, I do have a link for it down in the description box. All right, so let's take a quick look in the refrigerator. You can see it's kind of empty. There's not really a whole lot of stuff in here. We do have some snacks and things, but I definitely need to go through here and clean these drawers out and reorganize them. And of course, once we get our groceries, do some restocking. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of work in sections. So I'm gonna clean off all of the shelves first, take all of this stuff out, wipe those down, and then I'll put all of that stuff back in and then go through and do each drawer. So I got a question a few weeks ago when I was sharing a different video. I was actually cleaning out my refrigerator and someone saw the big jug of pickle juice that I have right here and was curious what we use that for. We actually use that to marinate some turkey fingers. So it's kind of like Chick-fil-A marinates their chicken in pickle juice. We were using it for our turkey fingers, but we use it for chicken too. Now, as far as cleaning out my refrigerator, I do this pretty much every couple of weeks. It just kind of keeps it up. If we have a spill, I typically clean that up right away, but sometimes there's a spill or something in the back of the refrigerator that maybe I didn't see, and so sometimes you'll see that on camera, but for the most part, my refrigerator stays pretty clean just because I keep up this 2-week cleaning cycle. Now, my freezer, on the other hand, you're gonna see when I get down in there and start cleaning, it has been a while since I've cleaned out the freezer. So it's pretty dirty and I had to do some vacuuming in there. You'll see in just a second, but I don't do that very often. Honestly, it's been months and months since I've cleaned out my freezer, and you can definitely tell.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away and show us where we are? What makes the sun go to sleep every night, and what's it dreaming of? I wonder.
Okay, these two drawers right here are pretty much for snacks for the kids. So I am cleaning that out and just kind of reorganizing it. But I am curious, since my kids have been home during the summer, I feel like they're getting sick of the same old snacks. So what are some of your kids' favorite snacks to eat during the summer? Something that's like easy to either pull out of the fridge or the pantry and just grab and go. I feel like my kids eat a lot more fruit during the summer, so we're definitely getting some of that with this grocery haul. But I do like to go to Publix as well for fruit. I feel like their fruit is always so fresh. So I'll definitely head there later this week and get some more fruit for the kids. Probably some watermelon, pineapples, and blueberries.
How come the sky sometimes hides behind the clouds? Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights. Why does the rain always keep on pouring down when it's gray outside? It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. Ooh, I wonder. How come the trees gets undressed when it's cold? And don't they miss the leaves they left behind? Could it be to make the ground shine like gold until winter comes? Until winter comes. Until winter comes.
Okay, so this is the last drawer in our refrigerator. This is like our meats and cheeses drawer, and goodness, we had a ton of bagged cheeses. And I'm pretty sure I ordered even more cheese from Walmart this week, so we're gonna have a little bit more, but some of those were a little older, so I am gonna throw a couple of those bags away. But we use cheese on a lot of things, I feel like. So anyways, I'm gonna vacuum this out because you can see it definitely needed it. This is after just a couple of weeks. I'm gonna vacuum it out and then wipe this drawer down.
Makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. Ooh, I wonder.
All right, let's take a look at this freezer. Nothing in here is organized. And like I said, it has been so long since I've cleaned this out, so it's pretty disgusting. So I am going to pull all this stuff out of the freezer and vacuum and wipe down both of these little drawers. Okay, since we're cleaning out the fridge and freezer today, I am just curious, do you guys ever watch restocking videos on like TikTok or Instagram where every inch of their refrigerator is fully restocked? They organize it, they put, you know, all their fruit in these different little containers, and it's just super aesthetic. I love watching those videos, especially to get food inspiration and ideas on snacks and stuff. But I have tried organizing my fridge like that, and I am just not that person. I feel like I spend so much time organizing and it gets unorganized so quickly that it just feels like a waste of time. So I'm curious, are you guys like that? Do you restock your fridge super organized and aesthetic, or do you just kind of throw everything in there? Either way, I think it's amazing. I love a good fridge restock, whether it's all nice and color-coded or just kind of put in there nice and neat.
Stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away and show us where we are. It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. Ooh, I wonder. Ooh, I just wonder. It really makes me wonder.
Okay, now that we have the freezer all nice and clean, I'm gonna start putting all the stuff back in here. So this top drawer, we are putting some Uncrustables. And then I also have some breakfast hash browns, tater tots, and French fries that I'll be keeping on the shelf. Then in the bottom drawer of the freezer, I keep all of our frozen veggies. I also have some ice packs, things like that. There is an indoor pizza storage section, but I don't usually put that there. I'll put like garlic bread, like the boxed garlic bread. I'll usually put that kind of stuff in there because we get like 3 pizzas at a time from Sam's Club. So I always put those in our outdoor freezer, which is in our garage.
I've been trying my best for a while, trying to please everyone who's around me. I've been putting on a fake smile, even though I'm wasting time. I don't want to be trapped in a box, trying to be like the rest when I'm not. I just want to go my own way, gonna let the past burn down, cause honestly don't want to be stuck in boring conversations with you.
All right, we are in the car. We are at Kason's workouts right now, waiting on him to get done. I did get the fridge and the freezer cleaned out, and then we're gonna, as soon as Kason gets done with workouts, we're gonna head up to Sam's Club and pick up our Sam's Club order, so that way we can do some restocking when we get back home.
With you, I'm gonna leave it all behind, find myself, I'm gonna start over new. Yeah, I'm on my way now. 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 I'm on my way now.
All right, I just got everything brought in from Sam's Club. Let me give you guys a quick haul. All right, so starting over here, we've got this pack of 20 smash burger patties. We've got some pepperoni pizzas. These are our favorite frozen pizzas. We always get these. These come in a 3-pack at Sam's. It's the Red Baron Classic Crust Pepperoni. Then we've got some little bite muffins. We've got the party muffins and also the little brownie bites. Next, we got these Nature Valley fig bars. They come in blueberry and raspberry. We've got some boiled peanuts. I love getting these huge cans from Sam's. They also have these at Walmart too in this size, but usually I get them at Sam's Club because the price is better. Next, we have this rotisserie seasoned chicken breast bites. These are already cooked. These are so good. We like to have these in wraps or even just like as nuggets by themselves. I will use this in recipes. If I'm short on time and I don't have time to actually cook my chicken, I'll just get this and use it for that. So good, so versatile. We've never tried this before, but it's the sirloin beef thinly sliced steaks. We're gonna do Philly cheesesteaks next week, so I went ahead and just bought that for that. We've got popcorn, 32 bags. My kids love some popcorn. These little Nutella breadsticks packs. We haven't tried this either, but these look so good. They're potato bites with bacon and cheese, and they have 14 grams of protein, and they're made with cage-free eggs. So I'm gonna try these for some quick and easy breakfasts throughout the week. Then we've got these Built Puff Bars. These are my favorite Built Bars. These are the brownie batter and the cookie dough chunk. These are so good. Another thing that we always stock up on are these Fairlife protein shakes. They have 30 grams of protein in each shake. And we buy the heck out of some Protein Plus pasta. So this has 4 boxes. It's got 2 of the penne boxes and 2 of the rotini. We're actually doing a taco salad, and so I needed a box of rotini, and we go through this like crazy. So I might as well just grab it from Sam's, save a little money, and not have to worry about it possibly being out of stock when I place my grocery order. And then next, this is for me. The kids get all their little desserts, but this one's mine. I do give Kason the dark chocolate mint because I'm not a big mint fan, but the rest of these are so good. I put these up in the cabinet and try to keep these away from the kids, but this is my little dessert each night. Then we've got some scent beads. I usually get the Febreze or the Gain ones, but they didn't have any. They were all out of stock, so I just got the Downy ones. I'm sure these are gonna smell good. I got a bottle of wine, which is like $4 cheaper at Sam's than it is at Publix, which is where I typically get wine. A big thing of Red Bull, 2 packs of whole wheat bread. We'll keep one out and then put one in the freezer. And then some toilet paper. All right, that is my whole Sam's Club order. My Walmart order should be here within a few hours. So I'm gonna finish cleaning up the pantry and everything, and then I will actually organize all of this stuff too.
I'll be going away for a while. Oh, and I don't know what I'll find. Maybe I can be a rock star, playing songs on my guitar. I know I have to be somewhere else to be able to find myself.
Okay, I ended up getting the freezer stuff put away from Sam's, and then my Walmart order showed up. Also, while I went out here, I did not realize I had another package on the porch from Amazon. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring that in, put it on the table, and then here are our groceries. I'm gonna bring all these in, and I'll give you guys a quick grocery haul.
Shouldn't be so complicated. If I listen to my heart, I'm gonna leave it all behind. Find myself, I'm gonna start over new. Yeah, I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Okay, now I'm gonna give you guys a quick Walmart haul. This is mainly foods for this week, but a lot of this stuff will last us several weeks. And then I also got a few things that I can use for next week as well. Starting from left to right, we've got some strawberries, grapes. I asked for green grapes because that's my kid's favorite, but they were out, so we got the red seedless grapes instead. Some mozzarella cheese, Mexican blend cheese. We've got buns for burgers later this week. Several onions, a green bell pepper, and then this little 3-pack of bell peppers, some cherry tomatoes, another thing of protein plus pasta. This is the spaghetti noodles. We're gonna be making chicken spaghetti, so that's for that. Like I said, we're always trying to get that protein in. We've got some shredded lettuce, grape jelly, because we were out. Gracie June loves birthday cake ice cream. They didn't have a big thing of this, so I just got 2 small tubs. We've got some chocolate chip muffin mix, Cheerios, Captain Crunch berries, teriyaki sauce, Rotel, cream of mushroom, fajita seasoning. We're gonna be making some freezer meals, so got that for chicken fajitas one night. Some biscuits. They gave us 2 big packs, or 2 smaller packs because they were out of the 1 big pack. Stir fry veggies for our fajitas that we're gonna be doing. Extra fries because we were almost out. Chicken broth, peanut butter granola bars. We love these Stacy's pita chips with this palmetto cheese dip and jalapenos. So good. So I got that for a little afternoon snack. Sour cream. We've got nacho cheese Doritos. Cilantro. I asked for fresh cilantro, but they were out, so they gave me this one. We go through bacon like crazy. So I've got 5 packs of bacon here. I usually order this same exact bacon from Sam's Club, and it comes in, I think, a 3-pack, but they were out. So I went with Walmart instead. And we got 5 packs here. A big thing of boneless, skinless chicken breasts right here. Some more turkey meat. We go through this like crazy. Diet Dr. Peppers. I forgot to order this from Sam's, so this was a last minute add-on, but we needed some dishwashing pods. Then we've got some Gatorades and some waters. All right, so that is my Walmart order for the week. Now let's go put it all away.
I don't wanna be dragged in my body. That's when I go my own way. 'Cause I am on my way. I am on my way. I am on my way. I am on my way.
All right, you guys, it is actually the next day. I ran out of time yesterday. I wanted to get in here and do my pantry after I cleaned out the fridge and the freezer and everything, but I ran out of time. So it's the next day. I just got out the shower and I'm ready to tackle this pantry. I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like first. It's a complete disaster, but I'm sure that I have things in here that are probably expired, that have been in here for months. I know that there's a few things that we also have tried that we did not like, but are still sitting in the pantry that probably needs to be thrown away. So we're gonna get in here, I'm gonna clean it out, and then we're gonna reorganize everything. I just kind of pushed all those boxes of stuff that I got from Sam's and any like pantry items that I got from Walmart to the side for right now. And I'm gonna go through, clean it out, and then organize and put all that stuff back in there. So let's take a look at the pantry real quick. All right, let's take a look in the pantry really quick so you can see what we're working with. If you hear my washing machine going in the background, I've got a load of clothes going, so that's what that noise is. But here's a look at the pantry. Like I said, it's a mess. We have so much stuff in here, and it's gonna feel good to have this all cleaned out. But oh, here's something that I was talking about. We tried we tried this protein cereal. It's supposed to be high in protein and fiber, and it was not very good. So this is something that's just been sitting in here that we're definitely gonna get rid of. I might as well just take it out now. But here's what we're starting with. Let's get all of this cleaned out so we can organize it. Okay, now for the pantry, I am gonna pull everything out at one time so that way I can see what all we have, and then literally go through every single basket and reorganize it, get rid of things that are old, all of that. But it's funny because it has been a long time since I've done this with the pantry. I usually do this every probably 3 or 4 months, and I feel like it's been longer than that though. And once I got to the bottom of the pantry, I realized that we already had extra popcorn down here at the bottom, and I just bought a whole new thing from Sam's. So we're gonna have lots and lots of popcorn. Good thing my kids go through it pretty quickly and eat it almost every single day because we have a lot of popcorn to eat. And here's a look at the floor. You can see it's a little bit dirty, so I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum and wipe down the baseboards and the floor here in the pantry before we even think about putting anything back in here. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about something that's totally off subject, but you guys seem to always love when I update you on the books that I'm listening to. I listen to a ton of books on Audible. I don't usually physically read books. Sometimes I do, but I feel like I get into a book a lot quicker on Audible just because I have a lot more time to listen while I drive or while I'm walking. I love listening while I'm walking. It almost makes me want to go walk just so I can go listen to a book. I also love listening while I'm cleaning. So I love books, I love reading, but it's just I get through them so much quicker if I can listen to it than physically read it. So that's typically how I get through my books, but I have listened to a bunch lately, and I figured I would update you guys on my recent books. So I have read a ton of books by Frida McFadden. My favorite genre is like the thriller suspense genre, and Frida McFadden is probably one of my all-time favorite authors, and I've read a ton of her books. So the two that I've listened to recently are The Tenant and The Crash. Both of those were so good. I feel like her books always have lots of twists and turns that you don't see coming, and the ending is never really what I think it's going to be. So I love that about her books. Now, for some reason this summer, I've wanted to read more of like romance type books, something that feels more summery and bright. I don't know. So one of my favorite romance authors is Emily Henry. So I just finished up a book a few weeks ago by Emily Henry. It's called Funny Story. It was so good. It's very predictable, but just one of those like feel-good books. It ended perfectly. I don't know. Everything about it, I just loved it, and I feel like it was such a good summer read. And then because I was just in such a good mood when I finished that one, I was like, you know what? I feel like another Emily Henry book. So I am listening currently to the book called Book Lovers. So far, I'm only a few chapters in, but it's really, really good. I feel like her books hook you really quick. Like, she's really good about getting you interested in the characters very, very soon in the story. So that's one of the best things about her books is I feel like the first chapter, you're already excited about finding out what happens next. So like I said, the last 2 books have been more of romance. The ones before that were more thriller, suspense genre. And then actually the series before that was more of like a fantasy fiction series. I did The Fourth Wing. That one has been very, very popular. So I read all 3 of those books. They were really good. They're very long, so it did take me a while to get through them. But that was a really good series if you're into like fantasy fiction. But if you're like me and you like to read just fun, lighthearted books for the summer, then I definitely recommend the Emily Henry books. Okay, so as you can see, I am refilling a bunch of our snack containers. I've got a lot of the stuff that we got from Sam's, and I'm just gonna refill all of this. And I just love having a pantry full of snacks, especially during the summer, because one, my kids are home more often, but also with them being home, they have friends over all the time. So I just like to have tons of options in here in case somebody needs to grab a snack while they're here. And a lot of you ask me questions that pertain to summer around the kids and being a stay-at-home mom over on Instagram. And so I wanted to answer a couple of those questions. So one of the questions I got was, what time do my kids go to bed and what time do they get up during the summer? Maybe I should do a summer routine video because it is totally different than our school year routine. And it's honestly so hard for me to get any work done during the summer unless I'm doing stuff at night because my kids are still very, very busy, especially now that they're older. I feel like when they were younger, we would sleep in. They never had anything in the mornings, so we would sleep in, and we had like themed days during the summer, which was so much fun. So like I think Mondays were Make It Monday. We would do some sort of craft. Tuesdays, I think we did like dollar movies on Tuesdays. I think that's the day that we have the dollar movies at our movie theater. Then Wednesdays were Water Wednesdays, so we would either go to the pool or go to the water park, which even though we had Water Wednesdays, we would still end up at the pool majority of the week. Thursdays we did something, and Fridays we had Fun Friday. We would do something fun. But we just had like these themed days. We didn't really have much of a schedule to be on, and so it was a lot of fun. Now that the kids are older, they have a bunch of stuff on their schedules. Kaysen has workouts Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday mornings at the school. And Gracie June has school cheer on Monday, Wednesday mornings, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays she has her all-star cheer, but that's at night. So we are still driving to the school Monday through Thursday, which is 35 minutes from our house, so it's kind of crazy. I feel like I'm driving more back and forth during this summer than I did during the school year because we carpool during the school year. But I think most nights my kids end up staying up till about 11:30, sometimes 12 o'clock. Then they're usually up by about 8 o'clock. I do let them sleep in on Fridays, but it's funny because the days that Gracie June can sleep in, she typically ends up waking up earlier, but then the days that I have to wake her up so that we can leave, she's still asleep and I have to wake her up. So it's pretty funny, but I'm not super strict with them about bedtime. Both of them are ready to go to sleep by usually around 11:30. They're just doing so much right now that I feel like they get exhausted by that time. But summer is still fun. It's just different from when they were little. We kind of have more of a schedule and a routine versus when they were little. We could kind of, change things up on a whim, do whatever we want. We didn't have so much of a schedule to follow, so we could do a lot more fun activities. But I'm soaking it all up. We're trying to do as many things together as a family as we can because every single time I think about Kaysen going into 9th grade this year, I'm thinking, we only have 4 more summers until he goes to college after this summer. So we've got 4 summers left. So when I think about it that way, I'm just like, oh my goodness, we've got to make every single summer the best summer ever. We've got to spend as much time as we can together, make all the memories. which is another reason it's been so hard to get anything done, work-related, YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff, because anytime we're home, I'm trying to do stuff with them. Now, they do have their time where they're just like, okay, I want to go relax or watch a movie or go play video games or whatever. But we have been spending a lot of quality time together, and it's been such a great summer so far. So y'all have to let me know if y'all are interested in seeing a summer routine, like a full day at home with the kids, because I would love to do that if y'all are interested. Of course, my kids are older now, so it's probably not as fun as when they were little and, you know, with all the theme days and all of that kind of stuff, but I would love to share that if y'all are interested. Now, another question that I got that I really wanted to answer is, how do you stay motivated as a stay-at-home mom to serve your family? I'm so tired feeling like it's all me. So I really wanted to answer this question because I completely feel this, and I know you guys know, and I've talked about this before, that social media is like a highlight reel. You know, like I show you guys what I want you to see. I don't show you the good, the bad, and the ugly most of the time. Most of the time it's just the good, you know? But I feel like whether you're a stay-at-home mom or even a working mom, you can relate to this. Like just being a mom in general, you feel like a lot of times your brain is just a jumbled mess. You feel like your to-do list is a bazillion miles long and you have so many things to do for so many people, and it can definitely be overwhelming. But I think for me, what kind of helps me in this time as a mom is, one, just finding time for myself. So that time is usually my walks in the morning. So I love to walk and listen to books. I've already talked about that, but just going for a walk and being by myself and listening to a good book makes me feel like I don't have to think about anything, you know, because I feel like during the rest of the day, a lot of times I'm thinking about, okay, well, I got to make my grocery list, or, you know, I've got to remember to pull this out for dinner, or I've got to take this kid here, this kid there. Do we have everything packed for this weekend? During my walk, I don't have to think about anything. I don't have to think about what anybody else needs. I just listen to my book and I know I'm getting my steps in. It also just puts me in a good mood. Now, it's really hot right now, no matter what time I go walk during the day, but it still feels so good once I get done. And usually I walk, it's usually a little bit over an hour. During the school year, I was trying to get in 5-mile walks, but I feel like I haven't been able to quite get to the 5 miles in the mornings. So I usually end up walking the rest of my steps throughout the day. But I've been doing at least 4 miles in the mornings, and it just feels so good. I always feel much more happy once I get back home and I have that done. So I would say, or suggest, that for your sanity, find something or at least an hour in your day that's just for you, where you don't really have to think about all the things on your to-do list or all the things that you need to do for everybody else. But also, I keep bringing up the age of my kids and how I feel like every single time I think about like them being in high school and middle school, like I don't have very many years left with them at home. And so when I put it in that perspective, which I think about a ton, probably every single day, I realize that this is such a privilege that I get to be their mom. I get to do all these things, but I also am trying to get them to help out more with things around the house. So when they were younger, especially once I started my YouTube channel, I feel like I took over everything and didn't really want them helping with certain things because I was like, no, I've got to film that for YouTube or whatever. But now in the evenings after we cook, they usually are the ones that clean up the kitchen, and just doing that helps so much. I still fold the clothes majority of the time. Sometimes I will take Kaysen's clothes and throw them on his bed in a basket and have him fold them and put them away. Now, they're never nice and neat like I prefer them to be. And for me, I've just kind of been like, you know what? I'm just going to have to live with that. If he can put his own clothes away, then that saves me time. That saves me energy. I'm going to let him do it, even if it's not exactly how I want him to do it. So having them do chores and things around the house have definitely helped take some things off of my plate. Honestly, no matter how old your kids are, there are definitely things that they can do around the house that help. And this is something that I feel like I have been pretty good at during the summer. Now, during the school year, my kids don't typically do a ton of chores. They still help with like the dishes and, you know, picking up their own rooms and stuff like that. But During the summer, I've always been pretty good about having them do chores. I've actually done videos in the past where we had like a chore chart during the summer, and they had certain things that they had to get checked off of their list in order to do anything else during the day. So that's always helpful. But also knowing that you do not have to get everything checked off of your to-do list every single day. If your house is not perfectly organized or perfectly clean every single day, it is not the end of the world. I know I share tons of cleaning motivation on my channel, and that's because my house is always a mess. I know it doesn't always seem like that in my videos, but I promise you, like, my house, usually, if you were just to pop in, you're going to see, like, my house is not perfectly clean every single day. So just give yourself some grace, and I highly recommend doing a devotional or something. If you don't have the YouVersion Bible app, there are plans on there that have tons of different devotionals. So you can even search motherhood devotionals, and I'm sure you will find a ton on there. Okay, so you can probably see I have just cleaned off my little cart that I keep in the pantry. This is where all of my canned goods go, and these that I'm throwing in this trash bag are all expired. So it has been a while since I've cleaned out that little cart, and all the canned goods that I have left over, I'm actually going to put them in another cabinet. They're not going to go on this cart anymore. I'm going to reorganize this and use it for some other things instead, which I'll show you in just a second. But anyways, if you are struggling as a mama right now, whether you're a stay-at-home mama or working mom, just know you are not alone. Everybody feels like that. We all have so much to do for so many people. And I just want to tell you, you're doing a great job. Whether you think you are or not, you're doing a great job. And we only get so many years to do this mama thing. So let's try to find joy in the mundane, the everyday tasks that we have to do. And then reward yourself with a little me time wherever you can. Now, someone else asked the question, how do you deal with the mental load? And so I feel like this kind of goes along with the same thing, but also all the things on your to-do list. And for me, I feel like right now, especially during the summer, my brain is all over the place. But the biggest thing that helps me, I think, is notebooks and writing things down. I will do brain dumps, especially, you know, throughout the week of all the things that I need to do. I'll have separate brain dumps. One might be for, you know, work-related things, and one might be for family-related things. So brain dumps definitely help me in that department. Okay, so here on my cart, I did want to show y'all. So on the top, I put all of our chip clips. On the second row, I have all of our extra, like, goldfish crackers, just because we had so many extra from Sam's Club. And then on the bottom, this is where my husband bought the kitty cats some bougie little cat food. So I decided to put that there, and then of course some little cat treats. But I will let y'all know that that is all my husband. He's the one that got that cat food for them. I think they're perfectly fine with just having the dry cat food outside, which, by the way, you know, we got rid of the raccoons last year. Well, now they're back. So, trying to figure out how we're going to get rid of them again. But for now, we've been bringing the dry cat food in the house at night, so they at least can't get in the garage and get the cat food. And then Chance usually feeds them the little treat, which is their wet cat food. He usually feeds them in the mornings. And so, anyways, that's all organized on that little shelf in the pantry. All right, so now that we have all of our containers refilled, I'm just putting everything back in here. I am going to put like our extras down on the bottom of the pantry, so that way I can actually see everything that we have and we don't end up with another box of popcorn. But all that's going to go at the bottom, so at least I know where all the extras are. And once I have everything in here, I'll give you a quick overview of what the pantry looks like now that it's all cleaned out and organized. Everything in here is edible. Nothing is out of date, hopefully. But I just want to say thank y'all so much for being here and hanging out with me today. I hope this video gave you some cleaning motivation and also helped you to realize that, you know, messy pantries and a messy fridge, a messy freezer, all of that stuff is totally normal. But I'm going to tell y'all, it feels so good to have this cleaned out and back in shape for the rest of the summer. But hopefully you're motivated now to get some things checked off of your to-do list, or even just let it go and go hang out with your kids and make memories for the summer. I hope y'all have an amazing week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.